This isn't going to be the most groundbreaking video or anything, but I had this thought in my head and I wanted to get it out. Why is it always Adventure Time? And I don't mean that in a negative way to any regards. I love Adventure Time, but anytime Cartoon Network wants to do something new or bring back something for nostalgic purposes, it's always Adventure Time. When they were trying to figure out which of their properties should get an HBO Max original series when that was first starting to roll out, Distant Lands came out. When they needed something when it rebranded to Max, Fionna and Cake came out. Now Fionna and Cake's getting a season 2, there's an Adventure Time movie in the works supposedly, there's a Lost Adventure season supposedly coming out soon, and BMO's getting a child show. It's going to be strictly around BMO. Insane. Now I could just be a mean, hateful, spiteful guy and just say, money. But I want to think about it in good faith. Why do they choose Adventure Time over other established shows? Let's talk about it. I think one of the more obvious reasons just comes from the fact that they saved the channel. We all know the story of Cartoon Network rebranding to CN Live in 2007 and slowly phasing away from animated shows to something that feels more like it should be on Nickelodeon and MTV. There were so many failures here. I feel like the only show people still have fond memories of is Destroy Build Destroy. I think personally, I only watched Do What Will Happen from this era. But they needed something big to get them out of that funk. None of the action shows were doing it as good as Ben 10, Generator X, and Young Justice were. They needed something that would attract all ages, and that's where Adventure Time comes in, and that's where also the Cartoon Institute comes. Adventure Time was the Infinity Train of the 2010s. I could have said a lot of things here, but I wanted to say Infinity Train. By that I mean it's a pilot that became super viral online and people wanted more of it. It was first produced as a short for Nickelodeon's Random Cartoons, and they turned it down. It wasn't their style, which honestly makes sense. Besides Avatar, I can't think of a single fantastical series that was on Nickelodeon. I think humor-wise it would have fit, but it fit a lot more on Cartoon Network. It was guaranteed success, at least early on. They knew the pilot created tons of supporters online, so it would give them an initial boost in ratings that some other shows might not have. Luckily, Adventure Time was just as good as the pilot made it seem, if not better, so the momentum didn't stop there. Not only was it a success viewership-wise, but a lot of people behind the scenes who worked on Adventure Time would go on to have successful shows of their own. Ian Jones-Quartey with OKKO, Rebecca Sugar with Steven Universe, JG Quintel with Regular Show, Patrick McHale with Over the Garden Wall. I feel like there's just so much Adventure Time had done right for the channel, so much money that it brought in from the show to merchandise, games, comics as well. It just makes sense that they want to just keep pushing it and make more Adventure Time. If it wasn't for Teen Titans Go, I'd probably say this was the SpongeBob of the channel. Another reason I think they chose Adventure Time is the lore. When it comes to the lore of Adventure Time, even early on, you can tell it was going to be a lot more than the fun-loving, dungeon-conquering duo they presented to us. We all know the beginning from the intro gives us glimpses of the characters, and we also know it displays what can only be described as a post-war battlefield. A broken TV, swords, arrows, old headphones, missiles, toxic waste are literally the first things we see before it transitions to showing cute penguins, the Ice King, and the rest of the colorful fun world. And this same intro plays for almost every episode of Adventure Time, including the very first one. We got a glimpse of this wasteland in episode 1 and a quick look at Marceline. They clearly had some idea where they wanted to take this show. Even if Adventure Time has been on for ages now, I still feel like there's a lot of the setting that is left unexplored. There are so many princesses that have kingdoms of their own. We mainly are at the Candy Kingdom and the Ice King's lair. I think we explore a couple of them for like an episode or two and a little more doing the Elementals miniseries, but we're never at other places for a long period of time. Even when it comes to exploring things outside of the land of Oo, we literally just found out there were more humans during Islands that survived the changes that were going on in the world. All on one island? Am I to believe that there aren't more humans elsewhere? Why in Fionna and Cake is Simon one of the only humans walking around in the land of Oosteel? Besides Finn, of course. And I think people in that city? Fionna and Cake introduced us to the concept of different universes. I know Prismo explained it in the original series, but besides Farmworld, I didn't understand the scope of how many universes there were. There's even a whole police force and bounty hunters for them that tries to catch criminals from dimension to dimension. There's a whole bingo book of cosmic criminals. There's just so much left unexplored that I understand why and how this franchise doesn't feel like it has outstayed its welcome yet. This reason's more personal. I just feel like other shows feel more finished. I want to use Regular Show as an example. It's a show that I've always enjoyed more than Adventure Time. It's getting a new season as well, but this is strictly about lost adventures that took place in between the seasons that weren't explored. I know a lot of Regular Show fans are upset we didn't get a full season of them as adults, but I don't know, that just feel like more of an epilogue to me, just to show us that everybody got happy endings. And plus we already had Close Enough. Pops literally ended the series, pulling a tape of their lives out of a VHS saying, "Good show." I don't know how much more final a show can feel than that. We were never gonna get them as adults. You can read the comics or even watch Close Enough, which is a great successor, but oh, wait. Never mind, you can't watch Close Enough. But when it comes to Adventure Time, instead of making it feel like a final hurrah, which I felt like season 10 was leading towards, it subverts that expectation and opens us up on a new intro with new characters. We're in the world of Shermie and Beth, and their world leaves us with so many more questions than answers. We only get some answers to the world because some people who worked on the show was gracious enough to show us concept arts and details of a lot of characters that we just didn't see outside of the intro. The episode was about them hearing the finale through BMO's lens, since he's the last person left from around that time besides Sweet Pea and Ice Thing, I guess. They even bring us back to that world briefly in the world of Fionna and Cake when Simon's mind got stuck in Shermie's body, and he basically had to learn to let go and appreciate his new life Betty has brought to him. Seeing someone's story finish like that is something so beautiful that we wouldn't have had if Adventure Time didn't continue, if Cartoon Network didn't keep getting them new stuff. I have no idea what a season 2 can explore for Fionna and Cake, but if it's anything like the finale of season 1 gave us, I'm down for it. I'm down for anything in this world they give me. But that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed. What are your opinions on why is it always Adventure Time? Why do you feel like they always give Adventure Time the new stuff, the movie, the seasons, new series, new shows? Why do you think it's Adventure Time? Is it strictly because of the money, or do you have more fun things to say? Well, with that being said, I'll see each and every one of you around next time. Goodbye.